I remember when I started working out 4 years ago, I kept overthinking about everything. I would literally spend hours every single night looking at so many workout splits, so many types of diets, and I never had a clear answer on what to do. And now it's 3 years later, 3.5 years later, and I still don't know what exactly to do. That's the amazing thing about working out. You don't need many things for your workout to be effective, and you don't need many things for your diet to be effective. Like there's no magical universal answer to what you should do in terms of working out and what diet you should follow. There's so many options, but you need certain things to make sure it actually is going to work. So for your workout splits, you need a few things. First off, you need to train every single muscle twice a week, no matter what split it is. If you train every single muscle twice a week, that box gets ticked off. Second thing is, you want to be able to have a good recovery. So obviously, if you train arms on Monday, don't train them again on Tuesday. Common sense. You probably know this. You want to leave at least 2 to 3 days between every single time where you train that single muscle. And then that's literally it. And make sure you have good recovery, like 1 or 2 days off. But that is literally it for your workout plan. Like if your workout plan allows you to train every single muscle twice a week with a good recovery and 2 full or 1 full rest days for your entire nervous system, I promise you, no matter what workout split it is or how it looks like, it's gonna work as good as any single one on the fucking planet. Like it doesn't matter which one it is, if it has a fancy name or not, if it's popular or not, it only matters if it has these 2 things. But of course, inside of the workout, inside of like when you do an arm day, you want a few things as well. So what you want in the workout itself is to have 2 to 3 exercises per single muscle. So when you train your biceps, have 2 to 3 exercises targeting your biceps. Same for your triceps, same for your chest, your back, every single muscle. But obviously what you want to do inside those sets is to go to muscular failure and only do 2 per exercise. So look, let me put a perfect example. I'm training my biceps. I have 3 exercises for my biceps. On each exercise, I'm doing 2 sets to muscular failure. That is it. Simple as. And I would suggest the smaller the muscle, only go for 2 exercises for that muscle compared to 3. So if I'm training my back, I'll do 3 exercises of 2 sets to muscular failure for each one. But if I'm training like my bicep, which is a way smaller muscle, I'll only do 2 exercises with 2 sets to muscular failure for each exercise. Like think of it logically, the bigger the muscle, the more you can go hard with it, if that makes sense, compared to a small muscle like your biceps or even your triceps. So the smaller the muscle, only do 2 exercises for that muscle every single time you work it out. And if it's a big muscle, then do 3 exercises. But that is literally it. Like you do not need more from your workout split. If you have a good frequency, which is training your muscle twice a week, if you have good intensity, 2 sets per exercise, making sure you're going to muscular failure and you have 2 to 3 exercises per muscle, that is everything you need. And of course, if you have good recovery with it. Like if you train every day, obviously you're going to burn out, risk injuries. But if you have like 1 or 2 days off where there's no like form of lifting weight, you can still do cardio, but there's like no heavy lifting, then your workout split, I promise you, is going to work. Never think about it again. Like it can be your own workout split. You can pick popular ones like a push-pull legs, like a bro split, whatever it is. Just make sure you're hitting all of these criteria, okay? And then the second thing is your diet. Genuinely your diet. That's all you need. How you look is how you eat. As simple. So what you need for your diet, depending on your goals, to be honest. If you want to put on mass, have a small caloric surplus, but not that too big, like only 10%, to not gain fat as well. Because with a 10% surplus, your muscle gaining is maximized if you're natural. So there's no point going higher, you're just going to put on fat. If you want a deficit, have a 300 to 500 calorie deficit. The way you can find how many calories to eat on a surplus or on a deficit, literally go on Safari, type how to track my calories, find my caloric maintenance, whatever it is. There's websites where you just put your info, like your age, your height, your weight. The app calculates how many calories you need. Experiment with that. Take away 500 if you want to cut, add 3 or 10% if you want to put on mass, and then eat that many calories and just track your food. It's that simple in terms of caloric intake. So no matter what diet it is, as long as you reach your caloric goal, whether you want to lose weight or gain weight, lose fat or build muscle mass, literally as long as you hit those numbers, your diet's going to work. Of course, we want to build muscle mass, or if we're losing weight, maintain our muscle mass and strength. So of course we need a good protein intake. I'm sure if you've heard any single thing about the gym in your life, is you know you need good protein. Honestly, if you're on a cut, in my opinion, you can't go too high with protein. Like, since protein, is so satiating, the more you eat, the more it's gonna make your cut easier because you're less likely to be hungry. It's as simple, genuinely. So on a cut, eat as much protein as possible. I would literally go to 2 to 3 grams per kilogram of body weight on a cut. And when you're on a caloric surplus, just go for 2 grams. So if you weigh 80 kilograms, it doesn't have to be very precise. So like, don't worry if one day you're 83, the next day you're 81. Just go in the middle, 82 or 81 or 83. Don't think about it. Just pick a number, go from there. Multiply it by 2 and aim for that protein goal every single day. What you should know is 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. So if you need 150 grams of protein, so you weigh 75 kg, you multiply by 2, you get 150 grams of protein per day. That's times 4 is 600 calories. So already out of your caloric intake, 600 is going to be for your protein. So then everything else can be carbs or fats. That's up to you. You can literally eat kind of what you want as long as you hit your caloric goal at the end of the day. Like, it is literally that simple. And then it's the same thing for your diet. Like, no matter which one it is, if it's keto, carnivore, if it's like a fasting one, if you eat like a lot in the morning, small at night, if you eat nothing in the morning, you eat all your food at night, you only eat twice a day, 3 times a day, 5 times a day, it doesn't matter. Like, the difference is so minor, you just may as well do what suits you best. Because even if there's a slight improvement in eating 5 meals compared to 3 or compared to 2, if it's more likely to make you quit, then that little bonus is just not worth it. So that's why, in my opinion, just pick what you like to do. Same for your workout split, because as long as it ticks all the boxes I've told you, it's going to work basically 98% as well. And the extra 2% isn't worth it if it's going to sacrifice how much you actually enjoy the process of going to the gym, tracking your calories, eating that food, making sure you're staying on track. If it's going to sacrifice that, the extra 2% of progress you could be seeing is just not worth it. But then that's it for your diet as well. Like, that's literally all you need. You need to know your caloric intake, which is easy to do with apps online. And then, gain weight at 10% surplus. If you're on the lose fat, take away 3 to 500. But then that's literally it. And in your protein, make sure you have 2 grams or 3 grams per kilogram of body weight. And that is literally it. Like, there's people, sure, it's not good for your health. I'm not saying it is. But there's people literally eating chips, cookies, crisps. But because they're getting their protein intake, then it doesn't fucking matter. Alex Hormozi, the businessman, he even says in a day, he will eat 1,000 calories of pure protein, which is like 200 grams of protein, of like pure lean pork mince or beef mince, I'm not sure. And then the extra 1,000 calories he has to get this caloric intake, he only eats desserts, like cookies, ice cream, because it doesn't matter. If you just care about how you look, not about health, which I'm not saying you should do, because I do both. But if you're just starting off, maybe it's worth it for starting to make it easier, just to focus on the way you look before incorporating actual health in your food, because just the switch will be way easier and more familiar if you're used to eating bad food. Then it's just going to make it so much easier. Like, just make sure you have your protein intake, you're reaching your calorie goal at the end of the day, and then just have fun with it. Try new things. Like, I've tried so many diets where I wouldn't eat in the morning, I wouldn't eat in the evening, I would eat once a day, twice a day, 5 times a day. I've tried literally everything. And then eventually you find what suits you, and then you can start making tweaks. Like, the way you should see changing things in your workout split or your diet once you know what to do, which is literally what I've told you to do, is you should see it as you try something new, try it for at least a month before adding something else. Like, if you add too many things, it's going to be too much of a change and too hard. So that's why if you want to tweak something, tweak one thing, wait a month and tweak another one. Like, if you make one tweak, you need to leave that tweak some time to make sure to see if it works or not, if that makes sense. So look, if you're eating all your protein, like 150 grams, as I said before in the example, so that's 600 calories. If the extra 1,400 calories, let's say your calorie goal is 2,000, you want to eat cookies to start off, just to make it easier so you can have that sweet craving, just go for it. Like, genuinely, I would say go for it. And you'll see with time, naturally the gym will put you in a habit where you want to start eating healthy, because then you kind of like, I'm working out, I'm tracking calories, I just may as well eat healthy because the benefits are so awesome and I'm nearly there, I'm 90% there anyways, tracking my calories, training, I may as well incorporate good food. But at first, if you're struggling to make that transition into getting into fitness, just getting into being healthy, just add those cookies. Add what you like to eat in your diet, even though it's not healthy. As long as you hit your calorie goal and your protein, it's not going to change the way you look. It may change your health, but like, as I said, for starting, it's fine, but it's not going to change the way you look. You can have cookies and lose weight. You can have crisps and lose weight. Obviously, I don't recommend it because you'll still like kill your health long term, But like, if it's just going to make it easier for you to get into it, just go for it. And you'll see with time, you'll make switches, you'll make some tweaks, and eventually you'll have a good workout split, you'll have a good diet, but as well as a healthy one. Not just a workout and a diet that just makes you look good, but as well as makes you feel good, makes you literally healthy. And once you get there, you'll see you love the process. You'll probably by then have made so much progress, you'll never want to go back anyways. And yeah, that's literally everything I could have told you that's helped me to actually build my dream physique, starting off with being overweight, not liking the way I looked. If you have any questions about everything I said, just drop a comment, I'll try and answer them. But if you want more tips like this and you just like genuinely the types of videos I make, just drop a subscribe button. That would mean so much to me, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.